Welcome to the home page of the Ibn Sina Institute of Tibb. Being the home page, let me tell you about how all of this started. Firstly, I qualified in 1969 as a pharmacist, and through God's mercy and kindness, I established Bhikha Pharmaceuticals in 1974, which, when I sold it many years later, was the largest privately owned pharmaceutical company in the country. However, and more important on this home page, is how did I start on this journey of Tibb? This journey started in 1990 when my youngest daughter, when we came back from a holiday in the Far East, developed, first of all, jaundice, and then secondly, and more progressively worsening, was this difficulty in breathing, extreme, severe problems in breathing. Obviously, being a pharmacist, conventionally trained pharmacist, we went to a specialist, a lung doctor, and all of this test upon test, and eventually, after a lung biopsy, about 2.5 or 3 months later, she was diagnosed with a condition known as fibrosing alveolitis, which is in essence the hardening of the alveoli in the lungs. This was my turning point in life, because after attending all the medication and everything else, the pulmonologist told us there's nothing more we can do. She left to be on oxygen for 24/7, and the only medication we can prescribe is 50 milligrams of prednisone, which is cortisone. And upon inquiring as to what was the cause of this, unfortunately, Western medicine, we don't know what was the cause. And as a pharmacist, being in treatment and medication, my focus always was on what is the active ingredient and how does it work in terms of treatment. But I never considered the aspect of cause. And this suddenly made me realize the limitations of conventional Western medicine. And this made me research other systems, and more systems in terms of a very strong philosophy, such as Ayurveda, Chinese medicine, and of course, Unani Tibb. And doing all the research, I finally decided I'm going to choose Tibb or Unani Tibb, for the simple reason that it goes back to Hippocrates. It started with Hippocrates, who we know is the father of medicine. And based on the teachings of Hippocrates, who took away magic and superstition from the practice of medicine, and he placed medicine on the principles of cause and effect. So this is why ultimately, coming from a Western trained pharmacy background, I said, let me rather focus on the system of Tibb or Unani medicine or Unani Tibb. So I decided, now where do I go? And I searched the internet, and I realized where Unani Tibb was being taught, and with a bit of an English background, was in Hamdard University, Pakistan. Then in 1994, I arranged and went to meet Hakim Muhammad Said from Hamdard University, Pakistan. Then in 1997, we attended the course in Hamdard University. It was a 1-month crash course, just giving us an overview of the different principles in Tibb or Unani medicine. This followed subsequently in a understanding with Hamdard University for seconding Hakim Abdul Haq to South Africa. Abdul Haq, who is a specialist in philosophy, because my focus was more on the philosophy overall, with emphasis on not only treatment but the causes of illness conditions. Anyway, when Abdul Haq came in 1999, I spent hours and days and months with him to learn about Tibb, to get as much information from him. And this was in a way the preparation for developing course material, course content, and we ran small workshops with different organizations, with some medical doctors and practitioners, just to see how this could be assimilated into into the current Western medicine. Well, the name of Unani medicine was well known and embraced and accepted in the Indian subcontinent. I debated quite a bit as to why should I call it Unani Tibb, or even maybe different names like Western herbal medicine, etc. Eventually, I decided to call it Tibb. Firstly, Tibb, which literally means medicine. It's an Arabic word for medicine. And the reason I chose Tibb is because firstly, we have to show that we are slightly different. And of course, in all our understanding, we're going back to Hippocrates. But secondly, and more significantly, the word Tibb was also going to allow the Institute and myself to incorporate all medical knowledge under the banner of integrative medicine. Because while Tibb is 1,000 years old, today's technology has come a long way. So it's a question of taking the best of what is available and applying it within the concept of the temperamental and the humoral theory. Well, I'm quite happy to say that over the last, almost 25 years, and I have done reasonably well. The Institute has published numerous books. We have contributed handsomely to the system of medicine, whether it's called Unani medicine or Greco-Arab medicine, doesn't matter what the name is. And my contribution has been well recognized in terms of numerous books that we've published, in terms of many of the academic papers. And in a way, this recognition has also been from the National Institute of Unani Medicine, Aligarh University, Hamdard, Pakistan. In fact, my last book that I published last year was reviewed by all the major teaching institutions in Unani medicine, obviously mostly from India and Pakistan. And also my contribution in terms of making a difference to healthcare in South Africa, and I'm hoping globally as well, is that I was awarded the India Fellow Lifetime Philanthropy Award, which also recognized my overall contribution, not only in medicine, but also in the implementation and ultimately for the promotion of practice and of Tibb medicine with its holistic approach. Finally, in conclusion, I wish to say that yes, the Institute has been running since 1997. It's almost 20 years. There's a lot of work to be done, but our commitment is there. And commitment not only in terms of service delivery, or not only in terms of the practice and training of Tibb medicine, but also the research that we have been conducting at our clinics in Cape Town is validating the principles of the temperamental theory and the humoral theory. And in a way, so we are not only taking what everybody has given us, but we are aiding to the system in our own way to contribute and make the system research-based and also as what is commonly stated on a scientific basis. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoy going through the Tibb website, which we are focusing in the next few months to make a lot more empowerment programs, because ultimately we have to empower people to take responsibility for their own health and well-being. This is the only way healthcare can become affordable, not only locally, globally. Thank you.